Yo, this is Lex with an analysis of the upcoming patch for Diablo 3. We just got the patch notes for PTR 2.7, which will start later today. I'm excited to bring you guys testing videos soon, but first let's take a look at the patch notes. Season 23 will bring a follower revamp. They will now have 14 different equipment slots, basically all the same slots on your main character in addition to the follower relic. Certain items will be updated with a new feature called Emanate. When these Emanate items are equipped on your follower, their legendary powers will also be granted to the player. The list isn't very long and options are a bit limited right now, but I'm hoping that this can be expanded in the future to give us more choices to make. Still, this is a nice buff for solo play. Speed runs would be better with Nemesis Bracers, Gloves of Worship, Aver Span, and Flavor of Time equipped on your follower. You will also be able to farm materials faster with Emanate buffs from Broken Crown, Sage's Journey, and Kane's Destiny. Group play would still be the fastest way to gain experience, but at least this change lessens the gap for solo players. Follower skills have also been revamped with more powerful options. The most notable new skill is Knight's Veil on the Scoundrel, a cloud that guarantees critical hits. The Enchantress can now increase your attack speed by up to 6% and reduce your cooldowns by up to 10%. The Templar gains more crowd control, which isn't always preferred when uncontrollable, but people might still use him for the healing. All 3 followers can give you an extra lifesaver, protecting you from fatal damage. The Templar has the strongest one with 5 seconds of shielding. It's unclear if the Scoundrel or Enchantress prevent more than 1 hit. If there is no further immunity here, you could die immediately after they activate. Overall, great changes here. The stronger follower skills give them more identity. Previously, picking a follower didn't matter very much, but now players will have to make a careful decision on who to bring with them. There's a bonus update to the solo leaderboards. They can now be filtered by all the individual class sets, or no set at all. This is a nice addition for people playing sets that aren't usually represented on the leaderboard. People can compete with any set they want and see how they compare to others. I'm looking forward to the competition on these separate leaderboards. Moving on to the item changes, Necromancers are getting a rework to the Bones of Rathma set. The first thing that comes to mind with these items are the Bone Spirit Boss Killer build. It wasn't the most popular build due to its complicated setup, and Heaven's Fury Crusader was easier for killing bosses, but these new items might make the build much more viable. Now let's move on to what I really care about, the wizard changes. The Firebird set is getting its 3rd rework. Right now this set is problematic due to needing 20 ignite stacks with free fire skills to gain damage and toughness. After killing an elite, your toughness would fall off, oftentimes causing you to die. The new changes still have this ignite mechanic, but you will only need to hit 1 enemy with Disintegrate, making it much easier to keep up. The buff numbers here are quite high with 80% damage reduction and 4000% increased damage, especially for a 4-piece bonus. Teleport can also have up to 100% cooldown reduction for much needed mobility. The 6-piece bonus says hitting an ignited enemy with a fire spell other than Disintegrate deals ignite damage multiplied by combustion stacks. I have some questions on how exactly this will work. Will multiple fire skills activate at the same time? And how many times does it proc with channeling skills or twisters? Will there be an internal cooldown on the proc? Right now, Magic Weapon Ignite counts as a separate fire skill, where it's still here. One issue with the 4-piece bonus being so strong is it can be combined with 6 pieces of tiles for some crazy damage. This setup, T6F4, could be used with Hydra, Twister, or Frozen Orb items. I'll be pretty busy testing all of this on the PTR later today. Be sure to check it out on my live stream. Now on to the bad news. The Gears of Dreadlands set for Demon Hunters got nerfed to only allow a maximum of 2 pierces with Hungering Arrow. The developer's note says we toned down the number of pierces Hungering Arrow can perform while Gears of Dreadlands is equipped to address concerns of interacting with missile dampening. This nerf was a little overdone. Even against a single target, Hungering Arrow would pierce back and forth 4 to 5 times. In a speed run, Hungering Arrow would regularly pierce maybe 20 to 30 times depending on the density. Now I agree missile dampening was a problem, causing arrows to stay active for much longer and pierce more than 100 times, but the cap could be 30 pierces to keep the build functioning outside of missile dampening. More bad news, Gazing Demise for Witch Doctors was also nerfed. At first glance it's hard to see what exactly changed here. It used to stack 150% for each active phantasm, which was times 3 for 400% increased damage. Now it only gets 150%. This is losing a 2.2 multiplier, which is about 5 GR levels worth of damage. You might look at the current leaderboard and think, why nerf Witch Doctors when other classes are also doing GR 150 solos? Well, first of all, make sure you aren't comparing seasonal leaderboards. Crusader, Monk, Necromancer, and Wizard gained way more damage from the 4th cube slot, and they'll be falling further down after the season is over. Still, I'm not sure if Spirit Barrage needs to be nerfed. It's hard to tell when the current non-seasonal leaderboards for Witch Doctor are clears when pet damage still worked with the build. This is why it's helpful to start a new era after every balance change. Well, that's all I have for this video. I'll link the full patch notes below. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more content, and feel free to stop by the live stream, where I'll be testing this patch on the PTR when it starts later today. Peace out and happy slaying.